Morning, everybody. Yeah, you see that? There's moisture on the windshield. Piggies are finally all dealt with, watered up, fed up, strawed up. It's cold. The wind is howling like crazy. It's kind of rainy, snowy, and the temperature is the high for today. Like at 3 o'clock this afternoon, it's supposed to be plus 3 degrees Celsius. For most of our American friends, they would be putting on their minus 40 outerwear, but for us, well, my wife, she's got some of her minus 40 on. Me, just my vest and a insulated lumber jacket. Anyways, yeah, it's cold. So I didn't do any videoing yesterday, but I did get clay all hauled in around that concrete water pad. And today I think I'm not going to be hauling clay. I think what I'm going to be doing is actually I'll get back to hauling manure out, hauling some political promise out. So I'll bring you guys back once we get into doing that kind of stuff later. Alrighty guys, well, we're finally starting to friggin' load the shit spreader, the Kuhn Pro Push 2044. It's friggin' just after 12 o'clock. Time flies when you're having fun, eh? So yeah, we're feed cows and do clean up here and clean up there, and before you know it, your morning is gone. So here we are. We'll try and get a few loads out of here today. Get a bunch of this stuff cleaned up. That would be nice. She's steamy. She's a little steamy. Nothing wrong with that. Get rid of some of this. Well, I shouldn't say get rid of it, just relocate some of this very expensive fertilizer. So I'm gonna keep loading up here, and I'll bring you guys back once we get into the field. Talk to you then. She's unloading kind of heavy. She's really dragging the tractor down for some reason. Yes, it is kind of dampish, but it's not that wet. But holy cow, she's really dragging the tractor down. I might have to, I don't remember adjusting my hydraulics, but I might have to double check that. The hydraulics seem to be like really flowing fast. Anyway, let's get home and get another load. Talk to you guys later. Alrighty. Well, anyway, you can see from here all the way across to there, that's all covered with manure from the fence all the way out to just the edge of the hill over here. And then I started going straight west. I don't know how many loads we've hauled out, but it's definitely some good friggin' manure out here. It should add for not just the fertilizer content, but also the organic content. Slurry gate open, sesame. There we go. And then from the edge of the hay field, I don't know how many loads I've put out here already. But we're definitely putting the manures down to her. I know for how many loads we've hauled, if I'd have brought it all out here, I would have covered this 15-20 acre plot already. Because before today, we were up to something like 55 loads, 50-55, somewhere around there. So, and then whatever it was that I've done today already, add to that. So yeah, I got about another 3 or 4 loads in that one corral, and we'll have it all cleaned out. So, well, that pile will be cleaned out. The corral won't be cleaned out, but that pile will be cleaned out. It's still windy as heck, and it's still trying to snow at times, slash rain, slash shit weather. From the fence out this way, we also put manure down. You can see it here. Alrighty, go home and get another load. She's empty. Do that and close that. There it is. We're running about what would this be, from the yard to out here, somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of a mile one way. So it does take a bit of time to make a round trip, but it is what it is. It's the closest field to the yard, and it's the field that we grow our cereal grain crops on. So this is the one that, in my eyes, needs the most nutrient put down on it. Because next year, if I can swing it, I am seriously considering this 50-acre field of putting the oat and triticale mix in it in the spring, and then silaging it. Not haylage, but actual silage, chopped silage, and then working at finding a feed wagon. So between the chopped silage and the tub ground hay, that would be our mix. And then for calves, we would add grain in. So we could do a couple different mixes per day, so to speak. But anyways, let's get back to the yard. See you guys later. Alrighty guys, well, that pile is cleaned out. So now, I know it's hard to see because the window is really dirty. Let's see here. Do this. Is that gonna help any? A little bit. Anywho, so where we had 2 calf shelters, you can see the white one right there. The other one is back behind little blue over there. And then on the other side of that windbreak, there's a feeder. We got to clean the manure from around all that stuff. So that'll be the next project, I guess. Half the corral is cleaned. Every load you haul out is one less load of manure that's sitting in the corral for this winter slash this spring coming when we're calving and all that stuff, right? Anyway, let's get this load out and see what happens after that. Morning, everybody. Ugh. Slowly but surely, got another big jag on here. First load of the morning. We'll work it. Excuse me. Getting all the manure hauled out of this corral. And then where I'm loading, I think I'm gonna have to bring some gravel slash clay in. Bought bales. They're not very nice looking bales. Not compared to these ones over here. And there's a lot more to bring home yet. But anyways, there's a kitty. He's hunting mice. And those are some more bought bales on the very outside row there. But anywho, spent the morning talking to multiple different people about doing silage, chopped silage, and just trying to figure out what our costs are going to be if we get into this silage game. Now I know I could rent a wrapper and we can make baleage. I'm sure when I'm busy trying to make baleage, Straight Pipes won't be using his wrapper and I'd be able to rent his wrapper. But I'm seriously considering doing an actual chopped silage and having a pile. It froze pretty good last night. There's some ice on the dugout. Anywho, back to what I was saying. We can do chopped silage. I'm just doing some rough numbers. You know, if we did roughly 5 to 5.5 ton an acre on chopped silage of like a triticale or triticale oat mix right at home here, and had the pile right out here someplace, which would be real close haul, then we could, that'll equate to like 11,000 pounds per acre. And if we did 30 acres, that's like 330,000 pounds. And I have no idea how much silage I would need to feed per day for 100 cows. But at, let's say, 43 pounds per cow per day of total ration, we would be up to, like, what? Basically, if we went 50-50 silage to dry matter, and you guys tell me if I'm figuring this wrong or not, but if we did silage to dry matter a 50-50, so like 2,150 pounds of silage and 2,150 pounds of dry matter, dry hay, that silage should last us for like 165 days. That's 5 months, 5.5 months worth of feed. That's the way I'm looking at it. I don't know if that's the correct way to look at it or not, or do you actually feed like 3,000 pounds of silage and only 1,000 pounds of dry matter? Or is it the other way around? Is it 1,000 pounds of silage and 2,000 pounds of dry matter? I don't know. I've never fed silage, so I have no idea. All I know is if I can get enough feed off of 30 to 50 acres, basically, to feed our cows silage all winter, or most of the winter, well, that's a huge difference versus cutting and baling 400 plus acres. And then wondering if we're going to have enough feed or not. Like scrounging here and there and potentially buying feed like we did this year. So I have not fed those guys yet today. And they're hungry. They're following us. They're like, where the hell is he going? Where's our bales? So anyway, it's something I'm seriously considering. And if I'm making silage, if I make 330,000 pounds of silage, that's I could turn around and sell bales, more bales, to help offset the cost of making the silage. So there's advantages to it for sure. Anywho, I'm gonna get out to the field here and get this unloaded and keep on hauling manure. Talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, how's it going now? Well, this corral is done. What are we doing? We're cleaning up our overspill, because we would load right here and then the spillover from all the loads that we hauled out. That's what we're cleaning up on now. There's always a little bit of spillover unless you're not filling your machine right full, right? So probably be basically a load of spillover, overfill material, and this one is done. Sweet! Anyway, and then it'll be late lunch for me slash, I don't know what you want to call it, coffee time slash late lunch. So I'll let you guys go. We'll bring you back later.